The Orangey Senior Center in the Bradford Community Building is open and serving congregate meals on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. The meal for this Friday, April 10th, will be baked fish, mashed potato, carrots, and dessert. For those 60 and over, the suggested donation per meal is $5, and for those under 60, the cost per meal is $8. And don't forget, takeout meals are available as well.
On the menu at the West Barnett Senior Meal Site for Friday, April 10th. Fish chowder, egg salad sandwich, lettuce and tomato, and pineapple. In-house dining starts at 11:30 a.m. Takeout orders are required by calling 603-638-4002.
Jazzy's Children Annual Indoor Yard Sale will be held this Saturday and Sunday, April 11th and 12th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. both days at the Groton Community Building in Groton, Vermont. All proceeds will go to the Jazzy's Children Fund. And Miracle Mary's Paninis will be there also.
Hey, good morning. 7 minutes after 6. A reminder that our community events calendar is brought to you by Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank, good for your churches, schools, and nonprofits. Steve and John Puffer, along with our many friends, right up until 9 this morning. 3 hours of pretty informative information. And the first information coming your way in regards to a conversation that Joshua Smith had with Shanna Meyer from Trivium Averte shortly after 6:30 this morning. The weather, it's pretty warm out there right now. Not a bad morning, hanging around 40 degrees. As we take a moment to take a look at the weather heading into the weekend. It's brought to you by Manchester Brick Materials, where they offer crushed stone and ledge products. We will rock you at Manchester Brick Materials. They're in East Drygate and also at 596 Crossroad in Waterford.
Is part of your property too tough to mow, or do you need a new driveway, or must fix your old one? Ask Manchester Brick Materials for a quote today. Plus for topsoil, erosion stone, riprap, and stay mat. Plus crushed stone products from 3/4 inch plant mix up to 5 inches. Manchester Brick Materials will deliver or load it for you. 6:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. weekdays, 7 a.m. to 12 noon Saturdays, or by appointment. We will rock you with competitive pricing and estimates. Call 802-633-4122.
From the Fairbanks Museum, the forecast for today: some morning sunshine, then increasing clouds, followed by rain showers in the afternoon. Highs will be from the low to mid-60s. Then tonight, showers slowly become more scattered and mixing with snow. Lows from the mid to upper 30s. On Saturday, increasing sunshine with highs in the 40s to nearing 50. I'm meteorologist Megan Duncan for WYKR.
All right, Megan, thank you. 9 minutes after 6. A reminder, shortly after 7:30, we'll chat with the Fairbanks Museum. And it's going to be Mark Breen, and we look forward to that conversation, brought to you by Hatchland Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights, and Profile Meats in North Haverhill. Meanwhile, this weather is a service of Manchester Brick Materials. Be sure to call Darcy at 802-633-4122. Manchester Brick Materials has 2 convenient locations, 596 Crossroad, Waterford, Route 5 North in East Drygate. Again, Darcy's number is 802-633-4122. And let's see, we're right around 40 degrees. It'll warm up a bit today. We'll take it. All right. Let's find out what's happening, as we will all morning long. Find out what's happening with New England sports with Tom Cuddy. This time around, an update in regards to the Bruins.
Bruins practiced yesterday, but the day's main event was the signing of 19-year-old Boston College star James Higgins. Coach Marco Sturm on the new kid.
I was lucky enough to be, to be also a part of this in LA with having college kids coming up and junior kids coming up. They need time, and that's why I love that when he went down there, he kind of feel it out a little bit and get the experience playing against men. And I think it's just another step in his development.
Marco Sturm, Higgins is now an NHL player.
Hopefully bring a lot of compete. I know that whatever they need me to do, we'll be willing to do, and we'll do to my best ability. So it's exciting right now for me. Growing up watching the NHL, going to Bruins games from time to time, it's super cool to say that you'll be out there.
New to the Bruins, forward James Higgins. First game.
Hi, it's Chelsea from Wise, and this is our 10th year producing Wise Words. Today, Jillian, a junior from Thetford Academy, is sharing wise words.
Our relationships are the connections we have with people in our lives. We have relationships with parents, siblings, friends, teachers, and classmates. We have relationships with people our own age, people older than us, and younger. Some relationships are very close, like a best friend, and others aren't, like someone we just met. No matter what kind of relationship we have, we deserve to be treated with kindness and respect. Sometimes we might think someone is being nice, but something doesn't feel quite right. Our bodies are smart. We might feel butterflies in our bellies, or our skin might feel prickly. We might not know exactly what is wrong, but our bodies do. What feelings do you notice in your body when someone isn't nice or makes you feel uncomfortable or confused? Who is an adult you can ask for help?
These wise words are supported by the Hypertherm Hope Foundation, a proud sponsor of WISE and our goal to end violence, share hope, and change lives.
Hey, good morning. We're about 19 minutes after 6, temperature right around 40 degrees. Let's take a moment here and check out the weather forecast as we head into the weekend. And this time it's being brought to you by Wells River Chevrolet, which is part of the Auto Saver Group. And that's a really big deal, as in the Auto Saver Group's Big Deal Plus that comes at no charge with the purchase or lease of every new or used vehicle at Wells River Chevrolet. Good news from the Auto Saver Group's Wells River Chevrolet. Right now you can get total savings up to $7,500 in the new Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Double Cab LT 4x4. Wells River Chevy, home of the big deal. Hurry in or shop online anytime at wellsriverchevy.com. Together, let's drive. Stock number WT26099. Must own a 2012 or newer or be leasing a 2021 or newer Chevy car, truck, or SUV to qualify. Subject to change. Not available with all offers through April 30th, 2026.
From the Fairbanks Museum, the forecast for today: some morning sunshine, then increasing clouds, followed by rain showers in the afternoon. Highs will be from the low to mid-60s. Then tonight, showers slowly become more scattered and mixing with snow. Lows from the mid to upper 30s. On Saturday, increasing sunshine with highs in the 40s to nearing 50. I'm meteorologist Megan Duncan for WYKR.
Thank you. We're 20 minutes after 6 and 40 degrees. Looks like clear skies from our vantage point here. And as Megan just said, a little rain maybe the latter part of this afternoon and into the evening. That's the latest weather. It's compliments of your friends at Wells River Chevrolet, which is part of the Auto Saver Group. Same great people, same great experience. And now the Big Deal Plus. They're on the web at wellsriverchevy.com. Next weather coming up shortly after 6:30 this morning, right here at Your Country, WY.
You know about Kohler home standby generators, but maybe you bought one of the other generators on the market. Well, for a limited time, buy a Kohler home standby generator to replace any competitive standby generator that you have now, and Kohler will give you a $1,000 rebate. That's right, trade in any non-Kohler standby generator for a new Kohler standby generator and get $1,000. Portable generators not eligible. Learn more at 603-746-4853. Yastrzemski Electrical Services and Emergency Power Systems of Kentucky.
It is 6:30. Good morning, Stephen, John, and friends. We take it at 9 o'clock this morning, and between now and then, a lot of great information still to come your way. Right before we take a look at the weather, I do want to remind you about Jazzy's Children Annual Indoor Yard Sales coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, April 11th and 12th. It'll be from 9 to 2, both days at the Groton Community Building, and all proceeds will go to Jazzy's Children Fund. And now the weather, we take a look at it for all of northeast Vermont, northwest New Hampshire. And this time around being brought to you by St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, which is part of the Auto Saver Group, where every deal comes with a Big Deal Plus, a 2-year unlimited schedule maintenance plan, which includes free state inspections for life.
So where's the big deal?
Holy schmoly, it's Matt LeCire from the Auto Saver Group, St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Right now is the time to drive the all-new 2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cab. Get 0% financing for 60 months or take advantage of 2.9% for 72 months on all Ram Crew Cabs, excluding RHO. And here's the kicker. Every new Ram comes backed by the industry's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Looking to lease? We've got you covered. If you have a current Stellantis lease, you can drive a brand new 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab Hemi V8 for just $469 a month for 39 months with zero down. St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just past the railroad tracks in St. Johnsbury, Vermont.
Lease based on 10,000 miles per year, 32,500 total miles, 30 cents per mile over. Tax, title, and registration extra. Must have a current Stellantis brand lease and household to qualify. First payment due at signing. Special APRs available for well-qualified buyers. At 0%, every $1,000 is $17 in payment.
Don't wait, these offers end April 30th.
From the Fairbanks Museum, the forecast for today: some morning sunshine, then increasing clouds, followed by rain showers in the afternoon. Highs will be from the low to mid-60s. Then tonight, showers slowly become more scattered and mixing with snow. Lows from the mid to upper 30s. On Saturday, increasing sunshine with highs in the 40s to nearing 50. I'm meteorologist Megan Duncan for WYKR.
All right, feels kind of chilly in the mid-30s, but actually sits at 40 under clear skies. And there you have the latest weather. Thank you, Megan. Well, coming up in an hour, shortly after 7:30, we'll chat live with the Fairbanks Museum. Meanwhile, this weather forecast brought to you by St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, which is part of the Autosaver Group. They're also online at stjohnsburycdjr.com at 200 Memorial Drive in St. Johnsbury. It's 6:33. Good morning.
It is about that time where we get to talk to Shanna Meyer from Averte / Trivium Life Services. Shanna, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Excellent. And
Great.
I practiced the line. You are the Vice President of Operations at Trivium Life Services.
Nailed it.
See?
Nailed it. Look at that.
Yeah. And it is, looking out the window, I always do this. It's almost like we just kind of like do a weather report every time you're here.
I know.
It was like the dregs of winter, and then we were
yeah.
talking about, how to keep positive mental health and all this kind of stuff and everything, and seasonal effectiveness.
Yes.
And it is springtime.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think our people are feeling it, They're starting to stretch a little and look forward to the warm weather, starting to put together some activity plans for the warmer months, and just trying to get people excited,
When last month you were on, you're talking about that some of your employees created, what was that, the thing they did?
They do all kinds of things.
They did all kinds of things. It was like some sort of like team building.
Oh, yeah. Maybe
day.
we talked about our Spirit Week.
That's what it
Does
was.
that sound
Yes,
right? Yeah,
yes, the Spirit Week.
Oh, man. They had such a good time with that. Our staff and our residents had so much fun.
Right.
Yeah. Just like different activities every day, challenges, scavenger hunts, lots of buzz over email. It was cool. I wasn't able to participate in a lot of it because my job is boring and, but it was cool to at least kind of live vicariously through all the dialogue and hear people getting excited about it. So they had a great time.
And our listeners are thinking, man, this sounds like an amazing place to work. I wish they had some vacancies.
Today's your lucky day, friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We are looking for a variety of positions. So we need direct service professionals. We need a cook. We need a couple of managers. We need a clinical director. So now's the time. Get your application in and get involved.
And so because you're kind of growing a bit too, it seems like.
Yeah. That's the hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remind people again what Averte does.
So we are a therapeutic community residence that serves adults 18 and up, gender inclusive, folks who want to work on their mental health. So however they define that, that's how we define it too. And we help folks craft an individualized treatment plan to get them from wherever they are to wherever they'd like to be.
And we talked last time you were on too, and we just kind of remind people too, it's just, there's almost like a triangle deal here. It's like people always think about their physical health. People start talking about everybody has a dentist, everybody has a doctor, but having a therapist is really important too.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's we think of people as whole people, healthcare. We do a pretty bang up job in this country of parsing everything out into discrete parts, but really we see better results when people have, providers and team members to support all of who they are, and mental health is part of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And also too is that Averte is that beautiful farm.
Yeah.
Was it it was a horse farm? Or
Once upon a time, it was a horse farm. We get this question a lot. No horses at this time, maybe someday, but we still have the beautiful paddocks and the barn and the 35 open acres of land and the hiking trail and all that wonderful stuff. So
yeah, and I know I'd like to drop off once in a while some papers. Some papers there. And I show it's a gorgeous setup there.
We're very fortunate. Yeah, beautiful views, beautiful old buildings that we've taken care of, and it's like the real Vermont experience for folks coming from different places, which is a cool thing to be able to offer.
And I found it very interesting that when you mentioned last time you were on too, is that some people have been there for years.
Long time, yeah. We always say, minimum recommended length of stay is 3 months. But I think our longest tenured resident has been there for over 30 years, and we have everything in between. So It's a choose-your-own-adventure model to mental health treatment.
And remind people, too, when you mention that everybody has their own mental health journey,
yeah.
What does that look like? What kind of questions should people be asking themselves to see if they might be a good fit?
Yeah. So I think, we tend to see folks who are either stepping down from a higher level of care. So maybe, things have gotten to a point where you need inpatient hospitalization or a much more secure setting to sort of stabilize and get the support you need. But you're ready to step down and get back into the community, back into the swing of things, whatever that might look like for you. And Averte can be a really nice kind of stepping stone if that's the direction you're going. Or we also see folks who have been trying to get the support they need through community-based resources and just feel like they need something a little bit more robust, a little more consistent. And so stepping up into a residential setting where they live and receive treatment in the same place can feel like the right approach to support that they're looking for.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're talking to Shanna Meyer, who is the Vice President of Operations for Trivium Life Services / Averte.
Yeah.
And I remember, I want to remind our listeners that you started off talking to us a couple years ago about music therapy.
That's right. Yes. I have since let the little birdie fly out of the nest. Since, my position has changed. I'm not, in the day-to-day as much, but it's important to me that our residents still have opportunities to be creative and utilize their creativity as a resource for healing. So we're very fortunate to have several clinical team members and residential team members who keep that creative spirit alive. We do have a couple of folks who still run a music group. I've been able to consult with them and brainstorm ideas. So they're keeping that going. And then we also have some folks who do some really incredible stuff with creative writing and with visual art and photography. So lots of cool creative stuff happening. And it's really, I find it, I think, as satisfying to create pathways for other folks to do that kind of work as it is to do it myself. So that's a pretty exciting thing.
As a radio station, we like music here too. So.
Yeah, I bet you do. Maybe a little here and there.
Yeah. Excellent. No, so if people want to learn more about Averte and learn more about how they can access services, what's the best place they could go to?
Check us out online. We actually, this is exciting, Josh. We have a fresh new website that just launched this week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was time for some upgrades. We're hoping to make our website a little more interactive, more pictures, more real-time posts about events that are going on or things coming up in the news or stuff like that. So, so check us out if you go to triviumlifeservices.org, that'll get you there. Or if you go to averte.com, you'll also find us. So either of those will get you there. And we got some cool new stuff on there. So check us out.
Right. And remind our listeners, too, you also work with vets.
We do work with veterans. Yeah, we have a lovely partnership with the Veterans Administration. We are part of their community care network. So when they find that they have a vet in need of something a little different or something a little more than what they typically offer, they can give us a call and we can help.
There you go. All right. Shanna Meyer. I love our conversations.
Me too. It's always a pleasure.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you soon.
You got it.
It's 6:40. We'll take a break here. Take another look at the forecast for the Upper Connecticut River Valley. Includes all of Northeast Vermont, Northwest New Hampshire. Compliments of Chief Crushing and Excavation. Well, the weather's breaking. Of course, spring is certainly arriving, as you can see. But it doesn't matter what time of the year it is. Chief Crushing and Excavation has the equipment to take care of your needs, pulling product from 4 convenient locations. That's including Vermont and New Hampshire. So to line up your projects, you could call Chief in 802-584-3868. That's 584-3868.
Chief Crushing and Excavation has plenty of products that can be delivered to you from one of their many nearby locations. Products available include sand for septic systems, crushed gravel, topsoil, clay fills, stay mat, ledge, and specialty items such as blue ledge and gravel. Chief Crushing and Excavation is fully insured and has Vermont and New Hampshire locations near you, including Wells River Quarry, the South Rygate Pit, Nick's Aggregate and Pike, and Blaisdell Sand and Gravel in North Haverhill. Excavation and full land clearing services are also available. For quarry operation hours, pricing, and directions, call Chief Crushing and Excavation at 802-584-3868.
From the Fairbanks Museum, the forecast for today: Some morning sunshine, then increasing clouds, followed by rain showers in the afternoon. Highs will be from the low to mid 60s. Then tonight, showers slowly become more scattered and mixing with snow. Lows from the mid to upper 30s. On Saturday, increasing sunshine with highs in the 40s to nearing 50. I'm meteorologist Megan Duncan for WYKR.
Thank you, Megan. 642-40 under pretty much clear skies. And the updated weather this time brought to you by Chief Crushing and Excavation. Be sure to call Chief to line up your projects, 802-584-3868. Again, that's 584-3868. With another update. As we have been doing this for quite a few months, every other week we find out what's happening at Budget Lumber in North Haverhill. Winston Oakes is the owner. How you doing?
Good.
All right.
Doing very good.
All right, Winston, it seems like we're heading into a kind of a broken record, but we've got to continue to let people know what is going on there with your liquidation sale that started, in August of last year, didn't it?
August, yep.
Yep, all right. So here we are, April of 2026. What's going on there?
Well, we're still, of course, advertising our stock of doors, which we still have ample.
Mm-hmm.
However, finally getting to the point where we're starting to hang some of the doors that we have here, some of the nicer ones, so they sell a little bit better in a frame. But we can hang anything you pick out. If you pick out a bunch of doors, we can hang them to your specs.
All right, and sometimes, sometimes you mentioned about like mobile homes, that type of stuff. It needs a different size. You can still do that thing.
Oh yeah, mobile homes, of course, have a lot of them have a 74-inch door in them, and most doors are 80 inches high, so we can cut them down and put a piece of glass in them and have something better than you had before.
Yeah. So how is your stock in regards to doors and windows right now?
Oh, I'm probably sitting on 2,500 interior doors and probably 100 exterior.
You have a good selection then. Yeah.
Yeah, we sold a lot of doors, though. I mean, we're kind of a little bit surprised at how much stock we had out there that we hadn't been looking at, because a lot of stuff has been around here for some time, and we just had down some transoms that use over garage doors and so forth. I kind of forgot they were up overhead. We'd bought a long time ago, so. But now we're starting to get some holes so we can bring out some stuff that's kind of buried. So, come in and take a look. We still got some 1x4 pine that we dug out of and put in the bins, but lumber's pretty short overall. But doors, some windows are left. We got probably 10,000 balusters for railings, for exterior or interior, which are powder-coated steel in colors of white, green, taupe, rust. There's about 5 or 6 colors. So if you need to replace the balusters on your railing, you can do it pretty quickly. Just take out, if the wood ones are rotten out, you put these steel ones right on, or you can use the top 2x4 for your top railing, and the 2x4 for your bottom railing, and we got the adapters to put the railing to sit right in these little cups. It's a pretty good deal, and they're only $1.50 a piece. So they're about 1/10 of what they cost.
With the in-stock inventory that you're trying or planning on getting rid of, what's the deal? 50% off and more?
50% off of if you take units, and we'll talk about something else. But
okay,
sure.
All right. Now you can still do special orders, so that's not where there's going to be a discount. So let's talk about that for a minute, because you can do that.
Of course, we get a lot of customers that haven't been in here before and didn't realize we're here. But when they come in, they can't find. We'll take some of these naughty radiator curved door pine doors that they're looking for. They're kind of high end, but we have a few of them around here. But if they can't find the size they want, we can order them in, and we're working on pretty small margins because it isn't an ongoing thing anyway.
Roofing, siding, insulation, that type of stuff you can special order.
just ordered in some clear V-groove, clear cedar clapboards, 1x6, or half by 6. Actually, they are, but that's a special order, so that's not a problem. Steel roofing's not a problem. We just got in 2 pallets of blowing in insulation that one customer's got a big building he's going to blow, so he bought 2 pallets of that orange corn and insulation. So we're still a lot of stuff going on with new product as well as getting rid of our inventory.
Yeah, get rid of the inventory. That's the 50% off. So what's going on with the kitchen and bath department then, Winston?
Well, she's going full tilt, and that's going to be an ongoing concern. So we're not going to sell that business out. We're going to run it as a side business of the old Budget Lumber. Now it's Budget KB, kitchen and bath. So, but she's been busy, and we're going to spend more time working on that too. We have 4 or 5 kitchen displays and probably 50, 60 vanities and tops, and we can get you click-lock flooring or hardwood flooring. So all those things are still ongoing.
Good. All right. Well, we'll talk more about it as Winston gives us an update every couple of weeks. Meanwhile, your hours are what?
8 to 4, Monday through Friday.
All right. And Budget Lumber's under the historic water tower just off Route 10 in North Haverhill. All right, Winston, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
It is 6:54. It's Friday, and today is the 10th day of April, 2026. Glad to have you along. Stephen, John, and friends right up until 9 this morning. Coming up in just a few minutes, right around 7:15, Neil Robie will be live in the studio, the owner of Pete's Rubbish Removal. We're going to talk trash talk in just a few minutes. Find out what's happening with Pete's Rubbish Removal. Right now, though, the weather forecast, compliments of Farmway with the spring and summer arrivals are arriving every day at Farmway. They look forward to having you browse through their racks of fine clothing, as well as all the other transitioning from winter to spring into summer. The stuff that they have available at Farmway right there in Bradford. They are open Monday through Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30, Fridays until 8. They are closed Sundays and major holidays, but they are online at VermontGear.com. In Bradford, Farmway invites you to shop their in-stock Lazy Boy furniture. Farmway has plenty of styles and colors to choose from, something to fit everybody, including pet-friendly fabrics. Check the prices. You won't be disappointed. Shop in a friendly, no-pressure atmosphere. And if you don't see it, Farmway can order it. Delivery and removal is available. Just ask about the rates. At Farmway, they take immense pride in offering a wide selection of top-quality brands in footwear, clothing, camping, and hunting gear, furniture, and gifts. Shop locally in Bradford at Farmway.
From the Fairbanks Museum, the forecast for today: some morning sunshine, then increasing clouds, followed by rain showers in the afternoon. Highs will be from the low to mid-60s. Then tonight, showers slowly become more scattered and mixing with snow. Lows from the mid to upper 30s. On Saturday, increasing sunshine with highs in the 40s to nearing 50. I'm meteorologist Megan Duncan for WYKR.
All right, Megan, thank you. We're still at 40 degrees. Still feels a little chillier than that, though, under clear, sunny skies. And the updated weather this time around brought to you by friends at Farmway with the spring and summer arrivals. You might want to see them. Maybe you can do it today. At Farmway, plenty of free parking in Bradford. D.E. Wells River, 105.1 FM. It's 7 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Big differences remain over the Strait of Hormuz as the U.S. and Iran get set to begin peace talks in Pakistan. The BBC's Caroline Davis is in Islamabad.
The roads have been blocked, paramilitary, army and police deployed, and the journalists are arriving. But so far, there is no sign of senior officials. Since the talks were announced, Pakistan has remained positive that not only would they happen, but that there is a chance to find meaningful dialogue. No formal schedule has been announced for the talks, but the White House has said that they would be held on Saturday morning.
Only 3 ships passed through the Strait of Hormuz yesterday. President Trump posted last night that is not the agreement we have. A federal judge has rejected the Pentagon's latest restrictions on reporters.
The judge declared a new rule barring journalists from seeking confidential information from government sources was essentially unconstitutional. The Pentagon had adopted that revised policy last month after the same judge ruled its earlier press policy was unconstitutional. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has been trying to limit reporters' access to the Pentagon. He closed their designated workspace and declared more parts of the complex off limits to them. A Pentagon spokesman says it will appeal this latest ruling. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
A day after she held a surprise news conference denying ties to Jeffrey Epstein, First Lady Melania Trump denounced what she called lies about her and the convicted sex offender.
I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing.
Mrs. Trump accuses her detractors of a smear campaign. Military planes and helicopters at the ready to pluck the Artemis II astronauts out of the Pacific Ocean later today.
I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center. Artemis II will blast into the atmosphere at a record-setting 25,000 miles per hour, with temperatures as high as 5,000 degrees outside the Orion spacecraft Integrity. Now, all that friction will create a 5-minute communications blackout that ends when Integrity hits the lower part of the atmosphere, slowing it down to 325 miles per hour and eventually much slower as 11 parachutes provide the brakes for splashdown.
Officials in Philadelphia are presuming the worst after a garage collapse Wednesday at Children's Hospital there. Mayor Sherelle Parker says search dogs haven't found any signs of life in the rubble.
2 individuals remain missing and are presumed deceased.
That would bring the death toll up to 3. The fire commissioner says crews need to delayer the building in order to find the missing people. U.S. oil climbs above $100. This is CBS News.
All right, thank you. We're 5 minutes after 7. We're going to take a look at the weather for all of Northeast Vermont, Northwest New Hampshire. It's being brought to you by friends at Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, Fiat, and Littleton, home of the big deal. At Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, Fiat, located on Route 302 in Littleton, the veteran sales professionals are passionate about helping customers find the right vehicle that fits their needs. Due to their knowledgeable and experienced sales representatives who are always happy to help, they've been nominated several times for Chrysler Dealer of the Year, earned multiple FCA Pantaster Club Awards, and are the recipient of the Customer First Award for Excellence, years 2018 through 2023. At Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, Fiat, they continue to hold themselves to the highest standards of training and maintain manufacturer certification in order to serve their customers the best quality of customer service. Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, Fiat, located on Route 302 in Littleton.
From the Fairbanks Museum, the forecast for today: some morning sunshine, then increasing clouds, followed by rain showers in the afternoon. Highs will be from the low to mid-60s. Then tonight, showers slowly become more scattered and mixing with snow. Lows from the mid to upper 30s. On Saturday, increasing sunshine with highs in the 40s to nearing 50. I'm meteorologist Megan Duncan for WYKR.
All right, Megan, thanks a lot. We're approaching 7 after 7, clear blue sunny skies, but unfortunately, as Megan just said, that's going to be going away. We have rain in the forecast. But I guess that's better than snow, right? We'll take it. We're hanging around 40, heading for maybe 50-plus degrees today with a little rain in the forecast. Hey, don't forget, we're going to be chatting with Mark Breen shortly after 7:30, a live conversation we have every week that's brought to you by Hatchland Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights, and Profile Meats right there on Route 10 in North Haverhill. Meanwhile, this weather has been a service of Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, Fiat in Littleton, home of the big deal. Been promising a conversation with Neil Robie. He's on our studio live. We'll be chatting with him in just a few minutes, find out what's happening with Pete's Rubbish Removal. We talk a little trash talk.
Red Sox on the road for 6 games against St. Louis and Minnesota. Cardinals tonight on a 2-game win streak. Alex Cora.
We plan, right? We talk about it in the offseason and in spring training and play good defense. We're going to be okay. Those games we have to win. 2-0 game in Cincinnati, we have to win. The 4-0 game against the Padres, we have to win. We're supposed to pitch. You know, Crochet goes deep. Sonny did the same thing. Now it's early on Friday, right? So we continue to pitch. We're going to be okay.
Alex Cora Sox with 12 games played, only 4 wins. The serious game of winning must get rolling. Trevor Story.
If we're going to be the team that we think we can be, we're going to have to fight our way out of this. It feels like we've been playing for a month. That's the feeling. Obviously, that's not the case. So we know it's early. We know that it's a tough division. We got our work ahead of us. So if we're going to be the team that we think we can be, we're going to have to fight our way out of this. It feels like we've been playing for a month.
Trevor Story.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. Next reports coming up shortly after 8 o'clock right here at Your Country, WYKR. Thanks a lot. All right, glad that you could be with us this morning here at Your Country, WYKR, about 12 minutes after 7, and we're glad to have Neil Robie with us live in the studios. We remind our listeners periodically when you hear our conversations, they're pre-recorded, which they have been with Neil in the past, but this time we got him up early out of the office. It's not where he wanted to be this morning anyway on a Friday. He wanted to be in with us, right?
Hell yeah.
How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Stephen. It's my first time live, so if there's any awkward silences, you can call Pete's Rubbish and order a dumpster out of sheer pity.
There you go. Throw you in it?
Right, and if I ace this, then I can just be my segue into my next career.
That is sheer trash. All right, so the men on the road right now, men and women on the road right now?
Oh, yeah. Are they I try to catch them sometimes in the morning because it's almost my favorite part of the day. But usually they beat me to it, and they're pre-tripped, and the boys are on the road. So yep, we've got a few trucks in Vermont already, and then we have a new guy, Espen, that's in the roll-off truck and headed to Lyme this morning.
Do you have any idea how many miles every day is cumulative the trucks put on?
I should have a better answer for that, but I'd say we're in the ballpark of 250, 300 miles a day.
Okay. Each truck?
No, probably a total. Like most of our routes, they don't have to drive too far to pick up 7-8 tons of trash.
Yeah, it's not like you're over the road haulers.
No.
It's all local stuff.
Nope. Everybody comes home and sleeps in their own bed.
Not having to crawl over too many snowbanks now.
No. Thankful for that. But with that comes all the spring challenges, and there are going to be black furry animals.
Yeah. So spring cleaning means what for our listeners?
Oh, so for us, Stephen, is hey, you're doing an estate clean out, spring cleaning, a little renovation, demolition, any of those things that come up in the spring. You don't know what you need, or maybe you know what you need. Either way, just call us, and whether it's myself or Jennifer Impey or Ryan Prest, those guys, and gals, they're ready to answer the phone and answer all the questions you need to figure out what size, where exactly you want it placed. And if we need any testing or anything else, and there are any sundry items that need to be taken care of, say outside of the regular waste stream, we'll cover that too.
Yeah. So you ask the right questions, and sometimes do you actually do an on-site evaluation?
Yeah, of course.
Depending.
Yep. Depending on the job, and especially if it's construction related, then a few of us, whether it's myself or Gerald Lyons, a few of us have been there long enough and are trained to basically to look over the construction items and see if anything specialized needs to be done, or how many dumpsters they need, or if weight might be a factor on what size and where to place it.
I know that we've been mentioning get your bird feeders in. So, you guys probably encounter, or our customers, the listeners do, bear and that type of thing. What's the deal with that? And it's staying safe.
Right, and that's one of the things. It's really one of our biggest frustrations. There's some days that in the office we're just fielding 30% of the calls are bear related.
Really?
And
wow.
It's one of those things we don't have a lot of control over.
True.
But there are definitely things people can do, like food waste. I'm sorry, they might need to keep that inside until right before pickup day, right? Yeah. We do have some steel lids. But I always warn people that isn't like a fix-all. A 400-pound bear can make short work of steel lids. Actually, if I'm not out of time yet, Stephen, after I leave here, we are messing with a prototype. Jason Fornwalt gave me a roll of rubber belting, basically leftovers from one of their conveyors. we are going to put the dumpsters, so they're not grounded up on some of this rubber. And rather than my drivers are not a fan of the fencing for various reasons that we don't need to get into. So we're going to actually try electrifying the dumpsters themselves. And I'm actually working on one of those this morning after I leave here. And so maybe on a future episode, we can discuss, I'm sure we're not, there shouldn't be any permanent harming of the animals of making that movie, but
well, you can talk with your local game warden too. Maybe they'll help you out in regards to that, because you want to keep you guys protected as well as the animals.
Right.
But if you don't do that either, there's also the hazard that's involved that you're talking about.
There is.
For everybody.
Right. I mean, we're not trying to train the bears to, dig the ice cream out of the dumpsters, and we're not trying to, especially at a lot of our summer camps that we service, we're not trying to get the bears and the kids in close proximity. So, it's something that we all need to, whether it's, law enforcement or us or just our customers, it's something to keep a good communication line together on.
Sure. So besides that, in addition to maybe a few other things that are new at Pete's Rubbish Removal, anything come to mind, Neil?
Oh, new. What else is new? It's really not even related to trash, but we did get a previously owned grill dropped off at the office the day before yesterday, which we did christen.
Really?
And
with
we had venison cheeseburgers for lunch yesterday.
Boy, that sounds good. Hey, that sounds like a good deal right there. All right, so as you said at the beginning of the conversation, it's that time of the year. The weather is heading into spring and summer. People are on the move. They're starting to clean stuff out, going from here to there. You'll help them size the dumpster that's correct for doing this.
Yeah, exactly. We have everything, 12s, 15s, 20s, 30s. And we're looking at everything from what kind of driveway is it? Is there room to turn around? We're putting it on a pad, or we're putting it in the grass? And all of those factors matter. So just give us a holler, and we're just regimented in kind of what questions do we need to ask, and what do we need to listen to, whether we need to meet you on site, or whether you can just flag down a spot for us, and we'll place it, you fill it, and we'll haul it to the landfill.
So let's leave our listeners with a safety message. You got big trucks on the road. What's the deal?
We do. And, and the boys, they know what they're doing, but you got to look out for them. So pay attention. When you see that truck stop in the road, he has to back up to those containers. And when he does, the truck's got to swing. And when the truck swings, it's going to take up more than its lane. He's looking for you, but if you get yourself in those hollow spots where you can't see his mirrors, he can't see you.
Give him the room.
That's right.
That is some trash talk right there. All right, Neil, thanks a lot.
All right. Hey, I appreciate it, Stephen.
Neil Robie, the owner of Pete's Rubbish Removal. 19 minutes after 7. Look forward to our next conversation next month.
Wells River Savings Bank, your good neighbor bank. It's good to know your neighbors.
Hi, I'm Kylie Lamar, Customer Care Representative at Wells River Savings Bank. Here at Wells River Savings, we want you to know that we are the good neighbor bank whether you're at home or on the road. Wells River Savings Bank offers modern banking right here in our rural communities. We make banking easier with mobile banking and digital wallets including Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay. Open an account anytime online at wellsriversavings.com or in person at any of our 5 branches. And no matter where you are, our customer care center is just a phone call away. Be sure to download our app today and take us wherever you go.
Wells River Savings Bank, your good neighbor bank. It's good to know your neighbors.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Toro, the power of easy. Products designed to make yard cleanup easy with innovative features that are intuitive, hassle-free, and time-saving. Toro will make your yard the envy of your neighborhood. Toro riding lawnmowers, zero-turn mowers, and attachments are built to last longer and perform better than any others you can find. Toro, yard tools and garden equipment, available locally at Woodsville Power Equipment Tool and Rental.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast, sun mixed with periods of clouds, quite mild. Highs in the 60s, not quite as breezy as yesterday. Tonight, showers becoming likely this evening, tapering off late, lows in the 30s. Saturday, morning clouds breaking for increasing sun, but turning cooler. highs in the 40s. Sunday, sun mixing with clouds, a bit milder, 50 to 55. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
That is the voice of Mark Breen. We'll be chatting with him in just a few minutes, shortly after 7:30. Remember, we do birthdays and anniversaries right around 7:30, a regular feature heard each and every day of the year, and always brought to you by the Swenson Insurance Agency in Bradford. Meanwhile, this weather forecast brought to you by Woodsville Power Equipment as we're transitioning from winter into spring in a hurry, and before you know it, into the summer mowing and weed whacking season and all that, trimming season, all that fun stuff, and maybe even knocking down some trees and cutting up some firewood. They can help you out. Doesn't matter what the season. They've got the equipment at Woodsville Power Equipment. Give them a call or stop in at 4942 Dartmouth College Highway at 603-747-2322. They have the equipment. They have the know-how. It's about 29 minutes after 7, and a good morning. Today, the 10th day of April. We're getting ready to check out birthdays and anniversaries. But first, if you are preparing for your meal today, Tuttle's Family Diner can help you out. Here are today's specials. They're serving the haddock sandwich with chips and pickle. How about the haddock dinner with choice potato and a side? They also have Aaron's. These are Aaron's homemade baked beans with a couple of hot dogs and a side. How about the chip beef over toast or mashed potato with a side? And the Montshire Farm BLT burger is available with french fries or tater tots. And the soup today is tomato cheddar. These are the specials, but you can order from the regular menu when you stop by Tuttle's or order out by calling 757-3333. Tuttle's Family Diner, downtown Wells River. We're getting set to check out birthdays and anniversaries. First, I want to remind you that in the current edition of the Journal Opinion, Oxbow grad announce his run for governor. They have the state highway, Route 5 South in Fairleigh, that remains closed. The family welcomed newborn on the same day that they lost their house. And business buzz, Woodsville Power Equipment adds second location down south of us in the infield area. All right, we're exactly 7:30. A good morning as we prepare to check out today's birthdays, Friday, April 10th, 2026. Looks like we've got about 6 of those and one happy anniversary to pass along. Compliments of the Swenson Insurance Agency in Bradford. They can help you out with your insurance questions or your next insurance quote. And when you're chatting with them, be sure and thank them for bringing you birthdays and anniversaries. Celebrating today, Anthony Wickham, Bailey Wagner, Katie Fullerton, Justin Henson, Pat Wheeler, and L.J. Flatto. And we also have happy anniversary wishes today to Stuart and Deborah McDaniels. And that's it. That's our complete local birthday anniversary list as it's been compiled locally. And if you have a birthday or anniversary that you'd like on the radio, we'll say it again. We like to see them a couple of days in advance. That way it gives us time to prepare for the day of your birthday or anniversary wish. L.J. Flatto celebrates the day today. So does Pat Wheeler, Justin Henson, Katie Fullerton, Bailey Wagner, and Anthony Wickham. Our happy anniversary wish today is to Stuart and Deborah McDaniels. Friday, April 10th, 2026. Compliments of the Swenson Insurance Agency.
Distracted driving can take many forms, such as changing music, eating, or talking on the phone. But the most dangerous by far is texting while driving. Although it may seem harmless in the moment, it takes your hands off the wheel, your eyes off the road, and your mind off driving. A dangerous and sometimes deadly combination. Be a responsible driver. Turn on an auto reply feature or app that notifies your friends and family that you're driving and cannot reply. Or better yet, turn off your phone entirely. Please, pledge to never drive distracted. It's not worth your life or anyone else's. Take it from me and MMG. Protecting your piece of the world.
The Swenson Insurance Agency of Bradford is an independent agency that represents regional and national insurance companies to meet your insurance needs. The professional staff can provide you with the expertise you deserve to make the best insurance buying decisions. Service is their best policy at the Swenson Insurance Agency, Bradford. Right now we're enjoying sunshine, but I guess our meteorologists are predicting some rain in the forecast. Is that true, Mark?
Yes, some April showers, but really not until, I don't think until this evening. So
Okay.
if folks have outdoor plans today, I think you're in pretty good shape.
All right, get out
in a lot
there.
of ways. Yeah, well, I think it'll be nicer than yesterday. Temperatures, they might be 1 or 2 degrees warmer. I don't think that's the nice part. I think, so yesterday afternoon, because I was out, boy, those winds were really whipping, and we're not going to see that today. It'll be breezy. I don't mean it's going to be calm, but it'll be breezy, but it won't be windy like it was yesterday. So that'll just make the outside a little bit more enjoyable, that's all.
All right. Tell us a little bit more detail about this first week of April that we now have under our belt.
Well, I certainly thought it was a classic as far as, all of those different things that April can seem to serve up in a really short period of time. We started off this week, we had the cold temperatures, we had some snow, and then suddenly it jumped up into the low 60s yesterday. We've got some 60s again today, which, this time of year, you end up with these kind of like blobs, if you want to think of it that way, of these cold pockets of air that are still the remnants of the winter stuff, but obviously winter's retreating farther and farther north. So they tend to be these kind of isolated little collections of cold, and they're separated by these surges of warmth. And so you can start out with a week like this week. You get the cold air that comes in. That cold air, of course, when it's up near the Arctic, that's where it's sitting over frozen ground. The days are still very short. The sun's very shallow, so it stays cold up there for a long time. But here, that sun's up higher, so it just basically warms the air right in place. And so that's one of the things that happens. It starts off cold, but as the sun gets to it, it just warms it up each and every day. So you do end up with these kind of going back and forth as far as April is concerned. It also reminded me of a week, and this is just burned into my brain, 50 years ago, April of 1976. So I was in high school. I already knew that I was going to be a weather forecaster at that point. I just absolutely knew it, and so I was keeping weather records at the time. It's one of the reasons, I suppose, that I remember it quite so well. But we were also, playing sports, and I remember on Monday of that week, there was snow in the air. Temperature was 16 degrees, and then by Friday, it had warmed up to 90 degrees. It was a heat wave. And that's kind of, I don't think we're going to see that kind of extreme, but it is the kind of thing that April is capable of. And so, like I said, that's just kind of burned into my brain.
It seems like this time of the year can be really windy, too. Is that true?
Right, yeah. So yesterday, we saw those gusty winds.
Okay.
And in fact, this Sunday is the anniversary of Mount Washington's extreme wind gust, 231 miles per hour. Yeah, 231. That's kind of unimaginable. But that was April 12th of 1934, so 92 years ago. And so what happens this time of year? So we just talked about these blobs of cold and areas of warm air. And so you can get some very powerful storms. But what happens on Mount Washington, of course, you get a big storm and the winds above us are going to be stronger, so that runs into the mountain. But think about that strong wind up there. If we get a day of some sunshine, especially if we get clouds and sun, when the clouds come in, it kind of cools things a little bit. But when the sun comes out, it warms the air. Warm air rises. And when it rises, it actually kind of attaches to that strong wind that's above us. And that's what ends up happening. You get this connection between the ground level winds and the upper level winds, and it starts pulling things along. And so that's when you can get all of a sudden, like if you have a cloudy day and the sun breaks out, not only will the sun break out, but the winds will start kicking up. And that's one of the reasons. So I just recall, watching this happen, time and again in April. All of a sudden, it seemed out of nowhere that it suddenly became windy, but really it was windy above us, and the winds just came down closer to the surface.
Talking about those winds this time of the year, is this also the time of the year when the weather pattern really begins to change, good, bad, and indifferent, whatever that might mean?
Oh yeah. This is definitely that transition time of year. And the other thing that often happens in terms of going from winter through spring into summer is that whatever's been going on in the Pacific Ocean, that usually is a time of year it starts to change. So all this winter, the temperatures near the equator of the Pacific out in the ocean have been cooler than average. And so they're actually watching it kind of fall apart, so to say, right now. That water is warming up. In fact, it's going to continue to warm up, and we're going to get warmer than average water near the Pacific equator. That we call an El Nino. It's a name that's been used now for decades to describe that warm water, but it affects the global weather patterns. In fact, one impact that we often see here, when I say here, we'll say the eastern U.S. and out into the Atlantic, hurricanes actually are fewer during El Nino years. So we could see a less active hurricane season this year. Now, that doesn't mean that we won't get some hurricanes, and in fact, sometimes it's not how many hurricanes, it's where they go. You can have lots of hurricanes that they all stay out to sea. It's not that big a deal. But so we'll be watching that obviously really carefully, but it does tend to have less hurricane activity during El Ninos, and it does affect the winter, but we're just barely getting out of winter. I don't want to take any stabs at what next winter is going to be like just yet.
Yeah, I guess with your computer models, some of the things that you've been indicating, it might be a rainy spring and summer this year?
Well, okay, I'm glad you mentioned that because, one of the other things that happens with this transition away from the cool water in the Pacific to some warmer water is we do tend to get a better chance of some showers here. In fact, it's been very dry down in the southeastern U.S. and down into Florida, kind of almost dangerously so. Now, of course, we've been dry. We were dry last summer right on through the fall, so we're behind schedule. We are actually still considered in a drought situation, so we could use the rain. We could use the change in the weather pattern, and so it does look like we may see a few April showers next week. I'm not looking at a really wet week next week, but following that, as we get toward the end of April and into May, we could see more showery episodes, which will, one, keep it a little bit cooler. Two, we could use that rainfall to be good for not only the vegetation, for people's wells. It'll also mean things will green up.
Oh, yeah. They certainly will. All right. Well, before we get to our weekend weather forecast, might be some final comments in regards to Artemis.
Yeah, so it has been an exciting mission. We've been able to, in the museum's planetarium, we can actually fly out to the moon. So we were able to replicate for some of the school kids this week what the astronauts actually saw in terms of going behind the moon and coming around it and seeing the Earth in the background. And, so that was fascinating to show kids that. But now it's coming home. In fact, today is the day they are anticipating it'll splash down. Now, when I say anticipating, they are watching the weather carefully off the coast of San Diego, California, but right now everything is go as far as the weather is concerned. So it'll be entering the atmosphere, and when it enters the atmosphere, it'll be going 23,800 miles an hour. I can't even fathom that. But it's going to go from that down to 20 miles an hour. So that's quite a set of brakes. They're going to use parachutes to do some of that. But the atmosphere itself does it. The atmosphere will slow that capsule down. Now, when it does, it's got a lot of friction. The heat shield expected to reach 5,000 degrees. And so obviously this is actually a dangerous part of the mission, is coming back and getting to splash down safely. So that'll all be occurring late today. Like I said, splashdown specifically at 8:07. But they'll be monitoring that obviously all the time. But starting around 7 o'clock, you'll probably find some live coverage.
All right. Now the weekend weather.
Yes, and that won't be quite as hot as that heat shield, although it'll be mild today. Right. We've got some sunshine this morning. It'll mix with some clouds. Temperatures will top out in the 60s today. A gentle southwest breeze, not as gusty as yesterday. Then the showers come in tonight. They will taper off, though, by tomorrow morning, lows dropping back into the 30s. And tomorrow, the clouds break up for increasing sunshine. It will be a noticeably cooler day. We'll go from the 60s to the 40s. For tomorrow, about 20 degrees cooler. A crisp night, Saturday night, 20s to near 30 by Sunday morning. Sunday, sunshine, some afternoon clouds, and it starts to warm up again. Looks like highs Sunday afternoon, 50 to 55.
All right. We'll take it.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Enjoy the weekend, Mark.
Well, thanks. You too.
Yeah. And thank you for the update.
You bet.
All
We'll
righty.
check in next Friday.
Excellent. Thank you again. Mark Breen is the head meteorologist, Fairbanks Museum. Our weekly conversation is brought to you by Hatchland Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights, Profile Meats, Route 10 North Haverhill. And, of course, ice cream season is just around the corner at Wicked Good Dairy Delights, and they are looking for scoopers. And if you're interested, be sure to stop in and talk with Robin at Wicked Good Dairy Delights. The Hatchland Farm Retail Store on Route 10 in North Haverhill at Wicked Good Dairy Delights sells a great selection of ice cream year-round. Many flavors of the hard-serve and soft-serve ice cream are available in their retail freezer. They do still serve dishes of hard-serve ice cream at the deli counter, 11 to 5, Monday through Friday, and Sunday, 11 to 4. The flavor selection varies. The 2026 opening ice cream season at the windows will begin Friday, May 8th at 11 a.m. at Hatchland Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights, Route 10, North Haverhill. We're moments away from chatting with Lauren Nelson, the owner of LC Design Concepts. But first, another update on the weather, which is being brought to you by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. You can visit them online at barharbor.bank. Award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bar Harbor Bank and Trust helps businesses succeed. We're proud to be recognized by Forbes and Newsweek as one of America's best banks multiple years running. We can help you get the financing you need quickly and improve your cash flow. With over 50 branches and 90 ATMs across northern New England, we make managing your business easier. Whether your business is growing, expanding, or evolving, we can make it happen together. Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Good things happen when we work together. Member FDIC.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast, sun mixed with periods of clouds, quite mild. Highs in the 60s, not quite as breezy as yesterday. Tonight, showers becoming likely this evening, tapering off late, lows in the 30s. Saturday, morning clouds breaking for increasing sun, but turning cooler. Highs in the 40s. Sunday, sun mixing with clouds, a bit milder, 50 to 55. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, we'll take those warmer temperatures at 746. We're hanging around 39, 40 degrees under mostly clear skies. Updated weekend weather brought to you by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Be sure and visit them online at barharbor.bank. Award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. 747, we head to LC Design Concepts. Good morning, Lauren. How you doing?
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Indeed, it is. It's the 10th of April already. All right, so what's new? You've got an open house or something going on at your place?
Yeah, so it feels like I've been planning this for for months.
Yeah.
And next Thursday, the 16th, we're doing an open house from 5 to 7, and we're sort of pairing it with a Chamber of Commerce at Business After Hours event. So we figured the Chamber approached me and asked about doing a Business After Hours thing, and I thought, well, we might as well just pair it and go crazy and have everybody there at the same time.
Sure.
So, the showroom's finally, complete. There's a few, little odds and ends like backsplash tile and a few things like that need to be complete. But, for all intents and purposes, the space is done. It's ready, fully functioning, and ready for people to come in and check it out. I've had a lot of people stop, the last couple of months while we've been in there working and fully moved in, just sort of out of curiosity, wondering like what was going on in that space. So it'll be fun to sort of say, I want you to come in. Please come see.
And the other thing is there's additional information in the current edition of the Journal Opinion because they did a nice story on that as well.
Yes, we put out a press release sort of saying, hey, everyone that's been thinking about it, the showroom's finally open. Super happy with it. We have all of the displays are complete. So when you come in, there's, over 20-something displays really to look at of different cabinet styles and finishes and the hardware and all the fun accessories that are in the cabinets, inserts in the drawers and things like that. So I'm happy that it's finally where it's at now, so I can just focus on work and not do a little bit of work on the showroom, do a little bit of work. It's fun to just get back into doing what I love to do, which is helping people with their houses. So
finally have the dust settle at LC Design Concepts. And our listeners should bear in mind, too, if they're ready to do something and you get out there and do your free measures and then get the order in, I mean, we're talking 2 or 3 months down the road from speaking right now, I assume.
Yeah, so it's crazy when you, like, in my world, I'm always thinking, today's April 10th, but I'm thinking like July 4th kind of thing at this point, looking out ahead of schedule to plan things. So, yeah, it takes a little bit of time. I can come out and measure pretty quick, and I can jump on the design work and get designs and drawings to you. The longest part of it usually is sort of the back and forth deciding, okay, well, do we want the trash here or do we want it there? Do we want to replace that window? It is a little rough. If we replace it, should we make it bigger so we get more light? And then that it's a sort of a snowball. Then it changes. Well, then we have to change the wall cabinet layout. How are we going to do that? Well, if we do that, are we going to, so you can see the design process is the longest part of the whole thing. Is sort of deciding what's going to go where. Do I want this color? Do I want that color? And I've just had it happen recently that some of my countertop vendors that quartz that are manufactured outside of the U.S., all of a sudden we can't get them.
Oops.
So even we've had it happen last week. I had to have 2 people come back in and select new product because we've placed a cabinet order, like you said. That takes about 2 months for some of the products. And now the countertop they picked out, we're not going to be able to get it. So they needed to come back in and reselect. That doesn't happen very often, but, there's so many to choose from. We were able to quickly, pivot and say, okay, well, we were thinking this. Let's do this instead. And I've got 4 spin racks with granite and quartz samples. We've got a full rack of corian and a whole slew of laminate samples. I've got butcher block countertop samples. So there's really a huge variety to choose from.
Yeah. And the sky is certainly the limit, but, it's just talking about doing some renovations, whatever, sometimes you're talking with a plumber, the electrical, the contractor, and of course you, LC Design Concepts. A lot can be brought into it, right?
Yeah. And a lot of times homeowners will ask for me to sort of help bring it all together. I don't sell appliances, but I can help you pick them out. I can say, I've had clients use this before. This one is great. I can tell you what I have what I use in my kitchen kind of thing. But oftentimes I will bring it all together and say, okay, and sort of I just did one for a client. I call it a lookbook where I put everything together. So in this PDF file is, all the color renderings of the kitchen, a photograph of the door, a photograph of the countertop, a picture of the faucet, of the sink, of the cabinet hardware, the different accessories that we're putting in the kitchen. It's sort of like a nice little reminder of what you've ordered as you're anticipating. Now you've given me the money and we've placed the deposits. You get this little lookbook to look at while you're anxiously waiting for the real thing to show up at your house.
There is a lot to it. I'm not trying to scare people away. The thing is, if they want to get the ball rolling and they're thinking this summer or this fall, they need to talk with you now.
Definitely, yeah. I always say reach out, look, just Google LC Design Concepts. We'll come up with the contact info. I always tell people definitely call or email to schedule something. It's just me, so if I'm out at a measure, the showroom is not open. I do tell people I've been getting better, especially now that it's warmer out. I go out, put the open flag out. If you see the open flag, the little green open flag, that means I'm there. I've been getting better about putting it out because sometimes, on these cruddy cold days, it's like, okay, I made it into the building. I'm not leaving again to go outside. But no, if the flag's there, that means I'm there, and definitely come in and check out the showroom.
Yeah. And the other thing is, if somebody just needs an island or something simple, you can get that to them in just a few short weeks after you do the measure.
Yes, exactly. I was just at a job in Franconia yesterday that we're doing exactly that. They built the house a couple of years ago, didn't put an island in, didn't think they wanted one, and decided they do. So here I am. We're adding an island, and that, the product that we chose for that particular project is only going to be like a 15 to 20 day lead time, so we can get stuff quick.
Sure.
And some stuff takes a little bit longer, but we can get stuff within a month, which is pretty quick.
All right. So LC Design Concepts, working with the local Chamber of Commerce, got kind of an open house, business after hours coming up on the 16th. In the hours?
The Chamber event is from 5 to 7.
Okay. And how about you? You said when the flag is out, you're usually open, but if you're not there, people can find you online as well as your website and Facebook page.
Yes.
Okay.
And I do, appointments at all times. Like I have an appointment tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. in the showroom, so I can be pretty flexible, especially if you have to work and you can't get out during the day. We can meet on evenings or weekends.
All right.
That's typical.
Flexible. Lauren is flexible at LC Design Concepts. All right, well, good luck with the open house and the business after hours next week. We'll find out how it went when we chat in a couple, all right?
Yes, have a good weekend, everyone.
Thank you, Lauren.
All right, bye.
Bye. Lauren Nelson, the owner of LC Design Concepts, now located on Route 10 in North Haverhill. 7:55, right on the button. Take a break for a couple of minutes, take another look at the weather, and we'll hit top of the hour network news. We'll come out of that chatting with West Ward Auto Repair in St. Johnsbury. Together with Ricker Funeral Home, you can create a ceremony deserving of the special life that was lived. For additional information, contact Ricker Funeral Home in Woodsville.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: sun mixed with periods of clouds, quite mild. Highs in the 60s, not quite as breezy as yesterday. Tonight, showers becoming likely this evening, tapering off late, lows in the 30s. Saturday, morning clouds breaking for increasing sun, but turning cooler. Highs in the 40s. Sunday, sun mixing with clouds, a bit milder, 50 to 55. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
At 7:57, updated weather brought to you by Ricker Funeral Home and Cremation Care in Woodsville, locally owned, family operated. Online at rickerfh.com. And for additional information, call 603-747-2717. We're approaching 8 o'clock. We'll be checking out top of the hour network news at your country, WYKR Haverhill, WTWN Wells River, W28060E Wells River, 105.1 FM, coming up in about a minute or so. A few things on our community events calendar that we wanted to pass along to you this morning that include the Jazzy's Children Annual Indoor Yard Sale this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, April 11th, April 12th. It'll be from 9 to 2. Both days happening at the Groton Community Building. All proceeds will go to the Jazzy's Children Fund. And coming up this weekend, Robert E. Clifford Memorial Building in Woodsville. April 12th is the Music Jam, the Acoustic Music Jam. And that'll be from noon to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, obviously, in Woodsville at the Robert E. Clifford Building. And let's see, coming up, other activities this weekend, Saturday, April 11th, 12:30 at the Groton Free Public Library. They have the Groton Historical Society elders bring you questions and stories about your property, your family, or the history of Groton. And don't forget, get ready for Cottage Hospital's 6th annual Any Which Way 5K coming up May 17th. That'll start at 9. And you can sign up now by going to cottagehospital.org, and that's going to be at the Woodsville Elementary School, Sunday, May 17th, starting at 9. It's 8 o'clock. We're all set for the latest news. Good morning. All right, 4 minutes after 8, as we do every couple of weeks, we head to St. Johnsbury right there on Portland Street at 1193. It's West Ward Auto Repair. And usually we chat with Brett or Danny or Dave. This time it's Tristan. How you doing?
Hey, how we doing today?
Good. First time around with us down here. I guess you've done this on other radio stations up north, though, haven't you, Tristan?
I have, yeah. I jump in here once in a while for Brett at Magic there.
Yeah. Good time of the year to jump on because here we are transitioning from winter into spring. The vehicles got hammered pretty good this winter. Some of the things that maybe you guys are seeing in the shop include what?
Oh, boy, there's a lot of rattles. There's a lot of loose parts. The potholes on the back roads are really taking their toll.
Okay. So shocks, springs, I mean, the dynamic of new vehicles nowadays, is that what they have underneath there?
Oh, absolutely. And there is more bushings. You know, the modern suspensions have, instead of just, one or two pivot points, now they've got, 5, 6, 7, 8 different bushings in each corner of the vehicle sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, it doesn't take much of these back roads to really loosen them up.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to really cruise and easily break the speed limits nowadays. Hate to say that, but as you know, it is because they're making the vehicles so they are more efficient and they ride so nice. They've really come a long way in the last few years with suspension, haven't they?
Oh, absolutely. The suspension, the performance in general, they're night and day different from what they were 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah. So let's talk about gas economy because the prices have gone up just a little bit. What's the best way to get the most out of the gas?
Oh, big thing is, besides just driving them gently, taking it easy, accelerating, decelerating, keeping up with your maintenance. Your air filters, your spark plugs, any of that sort of thing really makes a big difference on fuel economy. When they're getting bad, you can lose 2, 3, 4 miles to the gallon.
Sure.
Even brakes. If your brakes are dragging, you can lose a couple miles to the gallon just because your brakes are getting a little froze up and not performing the way they should.
Yeah, so as you know, New Hampshire's kind of done away with the state inspections for right now, but Vermont is still in there doing it. So, your comments in regards to inspections for vehicles here in Vermont include what maybe, Tristan?
Well, the biggest thing is just keeping up with taking care of your vehicle. The just because you don't have to get a state inspection anymore doesn't mean you shouldn't still know what's going on. If you've got a ball joint that's getting loose, a brake that's wearing out, it's about safety at the end of the day. You want to keep your vehicle safe for your kids, your family, and whoever else you meet going down the road.
Isn't that the truth? And the other thing is, as we just said, beginning of the conversation there, heading from winter into spring and summer, tires. What's the deal with that as we transition, Tristan?
Oh boy, we are putting a lot of tires on, and getting your summer tires on will definitely help your fuel economy if you've got some good highway rated tires compared to your snow tires. The harder compound has better rolling resistance or less rolling resistance.
Yeah.
So it helps gain a little bit there on fuel economy too.
Okay, so they should be talking to you now because, as we just said, heading from winter into spring, and they need those summer tires. Some of them, as Brett and some of the guys up there have said, might be a little difficult to get. Is that true right now?
Yeah, everything is, with shipping and tariffs and all of that stuff, everything is harder, takes a little longer, so the quicker you get on it, the better, for sure.
Yeah. All right, Tristan, Westward Auto Repair right there in St. Johnsbury, 748-3636. Final comments might include what today? You got to get back to work, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But we definitely want to keep track of keeping things safe.
Okay.
We want to keep your vehicles safe, and we try our best to do whatever we can to keep them safe and give you a good idea of what you need to do, what you can put off, and so far.
Yep. Yeah, additional information, westward.com, or give them a call, like we said, 748-3636. Hey, some great information this morning. We appreciate your time, Tristan.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks. And there you have it, updated information from Westward Auto Repair, 8 minutes after 8. It's a Friday. Today is the 10th of April. Glad that you could be with us. I'm Stephen John Puffer, along with our many guests right up until 9 o'clock this morning. Up next, we'll be checking out the weather and making a phone call to Bradford. Valley Floors, one of our regulars, been chatting with Valley Floors for many years. We look forward to our next conversation. We hope to be chatting with Liz Shelton, her family store right there in Woodsville, the party store, everything but the cook. And then Joe Mitchell from the local Cohase Chamber of Commerce chatted with Joshua Smith recently. We'll be listening to that shortly after 8:30 right here at WYKR WTWM. As we check out the weekend weather, it's being brought to you by Tommy's Auto, which is at 266 Route 10 in Piermont. As Tommy is taking care of vehicle maintenance just in time for spring and summer. So it's a good idea to start talking with Tommy, as Tommy's Auto is open every day, Monday through Saturday, and they open up the doors right around 7:30 at 266 Route 10 in Piermont. Tommy's Auto is now open at 266 Route 10 in Piermont, taking care of all vehicle maintenance needs. Think spring. Now's the time to reserve your summer tires mounted and balanced with the best prices and all services. Make your appointment soon by calling Tommy's Auto, 802-535-2804. After spending many years of Moonlight Auto Repair, Tommy decided to open his own business at 266 Route 10 in Piermont. Open every day, Monday through Saturday, beginning at 7:30. Now's the time to contact Tommy's Auto.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: Sun mixed with periods of clouds, quite mild. Highs in the 60s, not quite as breezy as yesterday. Tonight, showers becoming likely this evening, tapering off late, lows in the 30s. Saturday, morning clouds breaking for increasing sun, but turning cooler. Highs in the 40s. Sunday, sun mixing with clouds, a bit milder, 50 to 55. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, that's the updated look at the weather forecast as we approach 11 minutes after 8 and hanging around 40 degrees. That's pretty much where we have been all morning, but pretty decent day temperature-wise, as Mark just said, for the listening area. That is a look at the latest weather brought to you by Tommy's Auto, now at 266 Route 10 in Piermont. To book your vehicle in or find out what they can do for you, be sure to call Tommy at 802-535-2804. We're going to take a break here for a minute and find out what's happening in the world of sports with the Celtics with Tom Cuddy, and then we'll be chatting with Ryan Chase, the owner of Valley Floors in Bradford.
The Celtics, Knicks, pretty good game. Knicks 112, Celtics 106 without Jaylen Brown. Celtics led by 1 after 3 quarters. Not enough in the final 12 minutes. Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah, it looks good. Anytime you play here, you're going to have that type of atmosphere. Obviously, I thought we competed. I thought, there was missed some shots down the stretch, but, I thought it was a highly physical game and a great atmosphere.
Celtic coach Joe Mazzulla, Jason Tatum, first game back to play at MSG post-Achilles injury.
Today was like the first time it felt that it went by kind of quick. Because obviously I remember the incident like it happened yesterday. So today was the first time that I felt like, it just kind of went by fast.
Jason Tatum, 21 points. Off the bench, Baylor Shireman, 6 3-point shots made. But in the end, not enough. Celtics home tonight to the New Orleans Pelicans.
All right, Tom, thanks. We keep you updated all week long as to what's happening with New England sports with Tom Cuddy. Meanwhile, with an update from Valley Floors, Ryan Chase, the owner. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, Stephen. How are you?
All right, it's doing good. All right, so cash and carry at Valley Floors, I assume, is a big deal for you. Tell us more.
It is. Sorry,
Okay.
Josh was just calling on my cell phone. Should give him a plug at Alarmco. He should know better. He does this with you at this hour generally.
He's actually on the docket for next week, so just let him know he's going to be on the radio next week, all right?
I'll have to mention that to him.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Where were we? Cash and carry.
Cash and carry, yeah.
It does have a big, probably all of our listeners out there know that my two favorites one is carpet and the second is cash and carry. And really the reason for that is because I still feel like folks out there don't think that they can purchase their material from us if we don't install it. Because for years and years that was the way. We used to install everything that we sold, but the markets have changed, business have changed. There's a lot of business out there. There's a lot of reasons for folks to have other people install their floor covering, whether it be their contractor that's building or renovating for them, or they want to do it themselves, or they have a friend that is a subcontractor that they want to do the work, and all of those things are great. And it's actually great for us too, because we, for years and years, we've been pretty busy, and installation teams are pretty hard to come by, and so we can't turn things around as quickly as we would like to, and certainly as quickly as we used to be able to. So we can sell material for you for cash and carry, which means we don't install it. You can still utilize the team for designing. We don't measure it for you because that puts us in a tough spot. For obvious reasons, when we measure, we know what to account for and account for some overages and breakage when things arrive and how we would lay it out. And so we need to utilize those. We figured out that formula, but when other folks install it, they're not going to lay it out the way that we would, so they may not need as much or may need less. So we don't take the step of installing or of measuring it for you, but we will do everything else. So if you have your quantities and bring in, you can come in and meet with the sales staff, utilize their design service, and then we can give you a discounted price because we are not installing it. We can take a discount off of that retail price and then deliver it for you free of charge. And that goes for all materials, whether it be ceramic tile or hardwood or carpet or vinyl, and even laminate, which is another one of my favorites.
So a lot of things are happening at Valley Floors in Bradford. So let's move on. Let's talk about a flooring sale that you've got going on.
So speaking of cash and carry, the warehouse, Drew just did his annual spring cleaning, and folks probably saw outside we got rid of a lot of onesie-twosies that had been cluttering up the warehouse. So now the warehouse looks really good with leftover materials, mostly ceramic tile, but there's some hardwood lots in there and some vinyl plank in there. But there's a lot of small lots, which means, they're 50 square feet to 100 square feet. So if folks have a small project, an entryway, that requires a small square footage, I encourage them to come in and take a look at the warehouse, and they've got really silly prices on them, especially if we're not going to install it for you. You can make us an offer, and we will say yes, and you can take it away. As long as it's going to a good home and somebody's going to use it, we would like to see that happen. So I'm, literally talking, for $50 might get you 100 square feet of ceramic tile that's sitting out there because it's just taking up space, and we can't throw it away. We don't want to throw it away. We could, of course, but so we encourage folks to come in and take a look. It's pretty easy to shop right now because it's all been cleaned up and organized. And on top of that as well, which is another great bargain, is we ended up, we made a big mistake, and we had some pre-finished ash flooring out there that's engineered. There's 750 feet remaining that is available for sale. We used to sell it. We did sell it for around $18 a square foot. We are cutting our losses, and we would like to get rid of it for around $9 a square foot. It does have to be sold as a lot, but there's 750 feet, so that is a great usable amount for somebody for a pretty big space, or space is. So I encourage them to come in and take a look at that. Again, it's a pre-finished, engineered, I believe it's 8-inch ash flooring. It's beautiful. It's long lengths. It's up to 12 feet long lengths, and it's engineered so it can be installed over radiant heat as well, but it does not have to be. So if folks are looking for a beautiful floor that's a great value, I encourage them to come in and take a peek.
Okay. Let's talk about below grade just for a moment. Lots of people have, basements, and if they're fairly dry, what can be used down there so that we're happy and it also performs well?
Yeah, nowadays most everything except for pre-finished solid hardwood. Manufacturers did take notice of that and have sort of re-engineered a lot of their floor covering to be suitable for that. And you said a key word, which is as long as they're fairly dry, right? Mm-hmm. We don't all, but we all probably know of somebody's basement who receives moisture in the springtime regardless of what happens. Right. And that's a different scenario. We can help with that, but that's a different scenario. If your basement is fairly dry, most products can be installed down there. You just have to install them accordingly. But carpet tiles are a great choice because they're low pile and they don't have a lot of content to retain moisture. Laminate flooring clicks together and goes down very well down in basements, as well as vinyl plank with the right adhesive can be put down in there. And the big point is, big key is to run a dehumidifier in the summertime. Helps a lot to keep the moisture where it should be so that your floor is happy.
Okay.
But otherwise, you can install pretty much everything besides the solid hardwood flooring.
All right. So if anybody is interested below grade, of course, your professionals at Valley Floors will help steer them in the right direction. Awesome.
We can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Something else, we kind of go away from the flooring and some of the things happening in Valley Floors, but we're transitioning from winter sports into spring sports. I'm sure you've been observing that, as well as some of the other things that are happening in our local schools, Ryan.
That's for sure. In fact, I took a walk with Abby yesterday afternoon, and I saw the Little League baseball teams are out there practicing, getting ready for baseball season. I think the varsities softball at Oxbow was supposed to have a scrimmage today. Not sure if it's going to happen. It's a tough season. It's really short and dependent on the weather, of course, but baseball and softball will start to take hold. And with that also is drama. And I wanted to give a plug to Oxbow's Drama Club. I took in their opening night performance last night of Mary Poppins Jr. and was blown away. It was absolutely phenomenal. I've taken in many of their plays, and every year they get better and better, and I didn't think it was possible, but they have an amazing coach, Mrs. Ditchios, and the kids out there put in a lot of work, and it certainly shows, but there's a lot of talent in our local school outside of sports, even in drama. It was wonderful to see, and if folks are available and around, I encourage them. Last night was the opening night, so I believe it runs tonight, and then Saturday. They typically have 2 shows, but I encourage them to get on Oxbow's Facebook page and verify that for themselves. But it was a wonderful show. Kudos to all of them, and I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, support our local schools and our students and everything that they do. All right, Ryan, great conversation. Final comments might include what today?
Get out, enjoy the weather, enjoy a play, enjoy yourselves. Take care.
Good words. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. There you go, Ryan. Ryan Chase, the owner of Valley Floors of Bradford, 20 minutes after 8. I'm Stephen John Puffer. We take it at 9 o'clock. Coming up, another look at the weather. We hope to be chatting with Liz Shelton at her stores in Woodsville, and then we'll wrap up the hour with Joe Mitchell, who recently had a conversation with Joshua Smith from the Cohase Chamber. All that's coming up in the next few minutes. We take a look at the weather forecast again for you, keep you updated as we're hanging around the mid-40s right now, jumping up 4 or 5 degrees in the last 10 or 15 minutes, heading for maybe breaking 60 today. We'll see. This time around is being brought to you by PTO's Repair, 2320 Route 5 in Fairleigh, about 3.5 miles south of the traffic light in Bradford. You can call PTO's Repair at 802-222-6152. Again, located at 2320 Route 5 in Fairleigh. PTO's Repair, your local Fisher authorized dealer.
PTO's wants you to know we are your local factory authorized Fisher plow dealer. We sell, install, and service all Fisher plows and sanders. We have over 20 years of experience in factory training. Make PTO's Repair your first stop for all your Fisher plow needs. PTO's Repair, 2320 Route 5 Fairleigh, or at ptosrepair.com. I'm PTO, and I wanted you to know.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: sun mixed with periods of clouds, quite mild. Highs in the 60s, not quite as breezy as yesterday. Tonight, showers becoming likely this evening, tapering off late, lows in the 30s. Saturday, morning clouds breaking for increasing sun, but turning cooler. Highs in the 40s. Sunday, sun mixing with clouds, a bit milder, 50 to 55. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Thank you, Mark. We're exactly 22 minutes after 8. That's the latest weather. It's brought to you by PTO's Repair, your local Fisher authorized dealer. Fisher plows, Fisher sanders at 802-222-6152. Now at 2320 Route 5 in Fairleigh. All right, we head to Woodsville. Say good morning to Liz Shelton at the Party Store. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. The sun's shining.
Oh, boy. We're going to take it, aren't we? Yeah.
Oh, you betcha.
Yeah, warmer temps in the
It's always
forecast
nice
today?
to wake up.
It is.
Yeah. It's just always nice to wake up to sunshine.
All right. So, this is transition for you guys at the stores because we're heading from winter into spring and a lot of activity going on in the spring. Tell us about it.
There is. This week I've been taking down Easter, and I finished putting all the new spring and summer home decor and tabletop items. I've been putting the rest of them out that I have right now. There's still more items that are coming in. The store looks beautiful and inviting, and I just encourage people to feel free to come in and see what's new. Every day I have new customers coming in, or people that had been in a long time ago, reacquainting themselves with the store and just have nice things to say. And it just makes me so happy, and I just keep trying harder. So also included in the items is I have new inventory of Americana. As everyone knows, it's our 250th celebration, and I've already seen a lot of movement in the red, white, and blue area. So, there's still lots more to come, and I know that there's a lot of talk going on with the 4th of July parade, and I think this year's going to be a huge celebration. Not that every year isn't, but I think this just is a little bit like the cherry on the top celebration. So that's been, kind of motivating for me. Right now I am in the throes of prom. That is right around the corner. The first prom is actually tonight. There's a prom at Alumni Hall. And then we start, the bigger schools start the first Saturday in May. So it's quite big, and it will go on until I think the middle of June. So we cover a lot of schools, and I really enjoy this time of the year with the kids. just nice people, and it's kind of refreshing. You hear horrible things, but I can honestly tell you, I enjoy doing prom very much with the kids. So I just wanted to talk about that. I encourage parents, students, whoever, if you're unsure about how the process works, I'm here to guide you and get you through the unknown. I ask that people call ahead if they're making a special trip to the store, and it's not because I'm overwhelmed with students or people. It's just that I'm not there every minute of every day, and I don't want people to drive a long distance and I'm not there. So, we can tweak it. Like I said, even if it's 5 minutes before you're going to leave your house, just give a call down to make sure that I'm there and I'm available. And I'm very flexible, and I try to make it work for everyone. There are at least 2 trips to the store involved in renting a suit. One, you have to select your suit and accessories and then get measured. If you are a student trying to coordinate with the person you're taking, then I suggest if you can get a piece of fabric to bring in with you. Sometimes pictures don't really help a lot, but I do help the kids get through that part if it's an unknown and we don't have anything available. So those are just some tips. And then the second visit will be that they come in and they try on all the key pieces, and then they're going to pay me that day and take it home. On the Monday after prom, we offer a pickup service, and I go to the schools and I pick up the suits that were worn that Saturday night. That way no one misses school or work, and I know that families have found it very helpful, as well as the schools have found it very helpful. I was well aware that sometimes, even if their school's a mile away from my store, it can take a couple hours for the students to get in and out. So I tried to fix that little glitch for everyone, and so it works out really well just going to the schools and picking them up for families. So, and then the other things, the services, we offer dry cleaning. We've been doing dry cleaning for the last 33 years. And I think I'm the only one for very far away that does dry cleaning. And how dry cleaning works is you just need to have your item to my store no later than 5:30 on Monday. Your item can be dropped off anytime during the week. The cutoff is at 5:30 on Monday. And the items, I take them very early in the morning. I drive to Franconia, and I meet a van that takes them to Laconia. So you get some miles on your clothes. And then it's just a 1-week turnaround, so it's a Tuesday to Tuesday. And if you need mending or alterations, I have a great person locally who does that. So please feel free to contact me for those needs. And then knife sharpening is another service that we offer. And you do not have to have purchased your knife from us for us to sharpen your knife. And I just remind people that you cannot sharpen serrated knives. So, and we do not do scissors. Scissors are a total different world. So usually the turnaround for this service is about 1 to 2 days. If you're somebody who lives really far away, sometimes if they call me ahead of time, I make arrangements for my husband to meet them at the store. We do the knives are sharpened right on premise. We don't ship them out or anything. So it's just, if you can give us 1 or 2 days, that's the best to work. And then have some exciting news for a new business that's coming to town. Isabella, that owned Trail on the main street in Woodsville by Dunkin' Donuts. I'm sure many of you are familiar with her. She has purchased the lot across the street from me. It sits up on the hill above the public parking lot, and she will be bringing in a nice inventory of tiny homes, and she'll be selling them there. So if you remember, she, at her old location, she used to sell chicken coops and small buildings and things. And so this is just an extension. She will still have chicken coops and small buildings, but it's pretty exciting. She's expanding, and we're very excited. She's going to be a closer neighbor than before. So always nice to have a new business in town. And then the last bit of information I wanted to just put out there was I am the person who is in charge of getting the banners on the main street of Woodsville. And if there's anyone interested in a hero banner, if you would please contact me. Our orders will be going out within the next 3 weeks. And I need to have them in as soon as possible, as this will probably be the only order we put through this year. We have to have 10 of them, and so I need all the orders turned into me as soon as possible. If you're curious about it, if you don't know how it all works, just come into the store or give me a call, and I am more than happy to explain everything to you. And that's what's going on.
That's a lot of great information. We certainly appreciate it. We do this every couple of weeks. Liz gives us an update from her stores in Woodsville. Thanks again, Liz.
Hey, thank you. Have a great weekend.
All right, there you go. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Liz Shelton, representing her family stores downtown Woodsville, the party store, everything but the cook. Friday with Stephen, John, and friends. It's 8:32. I want to remind you, next Friday at this time, shortly after 8:30, it's the Business Spotlight. The April Business Spotlight will shine on Nicole Woods from NEK Photography, and she'll be telling us about her recent move to downtown Wells River. That's next Friday. Of course, that will be the 17th of April. Brought to you by Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank, the Business Spotlight. We're about ready to take another look at the weather forecast momentarily, but first a couple of important messages, and then we'll take another look at the weekend weather. You may be thinking about building your dream house. You might be looking at a piece of land and need to know if it would be a good building site. Perhaps it's time to renovate a bathroom or to create cabinetry for your entertainment equipment. From crafting a house that nestles in the landscape to creating a cozy kitchen fit for a chef, HouseRight Construction has the professional know-how you need. HouseRight offers technical expertise and old-world craftsmanship, along with the old-fashioned business values of integrity and accountability. Whether you ask them to join you as your general contractor or want to consult with them at the earliest stages of your project, since 1985, HouseRight has brought a wide range of experience as a home builder in New Hampshire and Vermont. Large or small, they look at projects holistically, considering functionality and aesthetics. And they will be as dedicated to your project as you are. HouseRight Construction, Main Street South, Newbury, Vermont. Online at houseright.net.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast, sun mixed with periods of clouds, quite mild. Highs in the 60s, not quite as breezy as yesterday. Tonight, showers becoming likely this evening, tapering off late, lows in the 30s. Saturday, morning clouds breaking for increasing sun, but turning cooler. Highs in the 40s. Sunday, sun mixing with clouds, a bit milder, 50 to 55. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Thanks. At 8:34, it's 44 degrees at our Route 302 broadcast studios. Updated weather brought to you by HouseRight Construction, located at Route 5 near the historic Newbury Common. Also online at houseright.net.
So we have a special guest here in the studio. We have Joseph Mitchell, who is the Membership Outreach and Marketing Coordinator for the Cohase Chamber of Commerce.
How you doing, Josh?
Good. How you doing?
Great, thanks.
I got to tell
Happy to
you,
be here.
things are popping with the Cohase Chamber of Commerce. That you guys are everywhere now.
It is. We have so many events going on. We're trying to be more visible and just show community members how great our region is.
It is. I know. It's like, and we have a very unique area where the Cohase region kind of covers, and it kind of covers everything that's kind of surrounds both sides of the river and the outlying communities outside of that too, huh?
Yeah, definitely. We're expanding our reach a little bit here in the Cohase region, and not a lot of people know what the Cohase region really, what it stands for and what towns it holds, but where Haverhill, Piermont and Orford, as well as Newberry, Bradford, and Fairleigh.
Yeah.
And then we're all the surrounding towns, too.
There you go.
So we reach as far as Groton
Yeah.
or over in Bath.
Yeah.
Over in Corinth, all over the place.
All over the place, yeah.
That's right.
And so you're here to talk a little bit about, we are now 4 years after COVID now, and you guys are bringing back the business after hours.
Yeah, we've done a few since COVID, after we got over that, and we're hoping to increase them and have a few each year, if not every month, if we can. So we're doing a business after hours in collaboration with LC Design Concepts that just moved their storefront to North Haverhill, New Hampshire, right by the fire station. It's just a beautiful showroom for them. And they're doing an open house. Lauren there is the full designer, and we're just excited to really support that as a business after hours and get out there.
And Lauren's a friend of the radio of our station. People call her Radio Lauren.
Oh, yeah.
So she comes on.
She's famous.
She there you go. Yeah. And so yeah, she was in here the other day, really talking it up and she's really excited about what's going to be happening there. So let me ask you a question then. So as you said, it's April 16th.
Mm-hmm.
What time?
It's 5 to 7.
5 to 7.
That's correct.
Okay, and we'll be able to go there. People will be able to learn more about the Cohase Chamber, but also learn more about LC Design Concepts and all the cool stuff that they're. I went and visited the other day.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
It's a gorgeous setup she has. Now she has the space to kind of expand out. She has different sections to show. This is kind of like what a kitchen looks like. This is kind of like what a little closet area would look like, and she has everything kind of set up. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, so if you are a North Haverhill business or anybody in the region that's a business and wants to learn what LC Design Concepts does, or if you're simply a community member and you're looking for more networking opportunities and you want to meet different people in your area that are invested in this local community and looking to do more volunteer and business work, please come to this business after hours. It's going to be a great opportunity for all of that.
Right. And I know that because of the success we've been hearing so far about these business after hours, you're getting more calls for other people wanting to host them as well.
Yeah, that's correct. And we try to spread the wealth a little bit with these business after hours and have them in all the different towns throughout your area. So
now, for those that might be thinking, I'm not a member of the Cohase Chamber. I've been kind of sitting on the fence, and I've been seeing from a distance all the activities that the chamber's been doing. Can I host? Would a business be able to say, "Can I host a business after hours?" But I'm not a member yet.
Yeah, as long as you're planning to become a member,
okay,
then you can host a business after hours at your event. But there is just so many different membership levels that we offer here on the chamber. We even offer nonprofit memberships, but we even offer individual memberships for students, an individual that maybe might not be associated with a business, or maybe somebody that's a retiree and no longer has their professional business job. They can still be a member of the chamber and give back.
And I know as the radio station, we're a member of the Cohase Chamber of Commerce. And who puts together these wonderful newsletters? Who does that?
Well, that would be me.
Joe, okay.
I don't know if they're that fantastic.
They are amazing. Yes.
Thank
you. Yeah. They're chucker block full of so much great information.
And it's just crazy how much amazing stuff is going on in our region every single month, and it just fills up. So we post that newsletter at the end of every month to give local businesses and nonprofits and individuals an opportunity to share what's going on.
You're right, and it's a great member benefit perk is getting those newsletters, because it kind of fills out your calendar as well. So
that's right.
Yeah.
So if you're a member, please send me information throughout the month, and I'll make sure to get it in the newsletter before the month is over.
Right. And so through that, you're able to see how many of these emails are opened, and it's a pretty high number of people that open up those emails.
It's hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Which is really fantastic for our little region.
Right. Excellent. And so we're talking to Joe Mitchell, who is a membership outreach and marketing coordinator for the Cohase Chamber of Commerce. And Joe, you're telling us about the business after hours on April 16th, and remind our listeners where that's going to be again.
Yeah, that's going to be at LC Design Concepts in North Haverhill, right next to the fire station. And it's going to be from 5 o'clock to 7 p.m.
All right. And is there going to be snacks?
there's going to be snacks.
See, there you go.
Beverage and all that fun stuff. So
All right.
come and talk to everyone and get to know the chamber and get to know Lauren.
All right.
The famous Lauren.
Radio Lauren will be there. All right. Well, thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you, Josh.
As Luke Combs did well with that, that is Fast Car, Your Country, WYKR. Friday morning, it's the 10th day of April, 2026, with Stephen, John, and friends. And planning lunch, Tuttle's Family Diner can help you out today with Montshire Farm BLT burger with french fries or tater tots. Or how about the haddock sandwich with chips and pickle? They also have a haddock dinner available with choice potato and a side. And there's also Aaron's homemade baked beans with 2 hot dogs and a side. Or try the chip beef over toast or mashed potato with a side. Their soup today is tomato cheddar. Those are the specials. You can also order from the regular menu when you stop by Tuttle's Family Diner, or you can order out 757-3333. Tuttle's Family Diner right here in downtown Wells River. The weather forecast for the weekend, we're going to check that right after this important message. 8:52, the weather, being brought to you by Dad's 4x Tool and Supply. 2 locations are on Route 5 in St. Johnsbury, right here in downtown Wells River, next to Wells River Chevrolet. Dad's 4x Tool and Supply.
Hi, this is Ben from Dad's 4x Tool and Supply, and I would like to highlight Charlie Mosier. This is his 30th year working at Dad's 4x. Over the many years, customers have come to love his friendly and funny personality. He is always ready to get serious and help if you need him. He is especially helpful with anything propane, hookups, parts, fittings, and more. Charlie is the man. When it comes to free advice, he has plenty, and it's worth every penny of it. Make sure you stop and see Charlie next time you're in St. J. And remember, Dad's always got gas.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast, sun mixed with periods of clouds, quite mild. Highs in the 60s, not quite as breezy as yesterday. Tonight, showers becoming likely this evening, tapering off late, lows in the 30s. Saturday, morning clouds breaking for increasing sun, but turning cooler. Highs in the 40s. Sunday, sun mixing with clouds, a bit milder, 50 to 55. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Warming up in mid-40s now. Clouds are moving in, though, because, as Mark said, there is some rain at the end of the day into this evening. And chillier temperatures tomorrow than what we're going to experience today, as Mark informed. Temperatures creeping into the low 60s in the listening area today. Compliments of your friends at Dad's 4x Tool and Supply in St. Johnsbury and right here at downtown Wells River. You're now up to date. Looking at the weekend weather, be sure to check out Dad's. You'll be amazed